Alrighty, g'day, Stu from UAVFutures here. Welcome to Happy Flying. We must be coming up on our yearly anniversary. This is where every week in, week out, we get together, we talk all things FPV. We've got a pretty fun show coming up today. A heap to go through. I'm just going to go through, check the sound, check that it's live, check the recording's working. You guys remind me, Stuart, is the recording happening? Yes. How does the sound, is it going? Are we getting any echo? Hopefully we're picking up on the correct microphone. I'm going to check the chat is working as well. But if this is your first time here, this is where we get together every single week and we basically just hang out. We talk all things drones. We talk all things FPV with a little bit of positive mental health energy thrown in there as well. I can see a couple of members as well. We've got Little, so thank you very much for joining and becoming a member. You should have access to some pretty cool videos as well that are just for members only. That's going to be down below. I can see Crazy Rooster, Spruny. I think I saw Johnny DRC in here. Yeah, a whole bunch of people turning up in the chat. It is really cool to see you all. And like I say, every single week, this is without a doubt the best part of my working week. I love making drone videos, but this time just to connect with you guys and just hang out, basically talk shop, talk drones, talk FPV. What we have coming up in today's show, we actually have a little bit of a bonus, which we'll talk about as well. We'll do a bit of a mental health check-in. That's a really big focus. That's why I call these like happy flying. It's just a huge part that I think FPV is really good at improving people's lives and well-being and positive mental energy that comes from this hobby. So we're going to be talking about that a little bit, but on the actual FPV front, we're going to be talking about some fake like DJI goggles that I've seen some listings for and what's going on there. Should we be getting them? We're going to be talking about that. We have this bad boy, which has turned up. So we're going to be building one of Chris Ross's like incredibly fast, basically like a rocket drone. I think it's the AOS 5. We'll be talking about that. A little bit, some of the speeds, going through some of the techs, and if you've got any advice about that one. So if you want to break some speed records, we might be talking about that a little bit. We have some tips for some new pilots, talking about like motion sickness, what you can do, and when you start FPV, does it get better, all that sort of stuff. We have a bit of a giveaway, which we're going to be doing as well. So maybe you're brand new to the hobby, maybe you don't have a drone yet, or maybe you know somebody that a beginner kit would be perfect for. We're going to be doing a giveaway as well. So we've got a little kit which has like basically everything needed to start your FPV journey. We've got some crazy things from the, like for some goggles too, some upgrades that I've never seen before. And then we're going to be talking about the Eagle 2. So if you you would have been seeing this a fair bit on my channel a little bit. And I do want to talk about this camera mount at the front as well. I think that's, I'm becoming more and more impressed with it. And then also like a receiver for like DJI and HD0 built into one. There seems to be some listings online that I'm not 100% sure what that is. Now, for those who are asking, I'm going to do this now as well, because the giveaway, I actually have a post, and if you check on the link, it should be written down there somewhere down below. The way you enter for this giveaway, it's pretty straightforward. All I want you to do, hopefully this doesn't make my computer explode. We jump over here. There's like a link that just says leave a post here. So anyway, and that link is going to take you to this page on DIY FPV. Just put a comment on here, because I'm just going to choose one of these to give it away to. Don't put more than one comment though. So if I see you've like replied twice on here, like I can see this gentleman right here, I just put re-roll. So if we ended up landing on this one, I'm going to just re-roll it again. So make sure you've just got one comment on there. If you've accidentally done two, don't worry, I'll go through and I'll put a re-roll on there. But that's how you can enter. That link should be there. So just throw a comment on DIY FPV, and then that's how I can contact you, because DIY FPV is the #1 place online for pilots moving forward in FPV. Like we've got maps, catalogs, message systems. There is so much there. And we have a really cool dashboard where you can share some of your videos and that sort of stuff as well. Anyway, let's jump in and kick the show off. We're going to see who is in chat as well. So I can see Crazy Rooster. He's saying hi, everyone. Other people eating supper. Let me know what you're doing as well. Have you gone flying this weekend? I did a fair bit of flying, actually. We got Happy RC Flyer doing some really cool videos. I wonder if I need to, you might be hearing a few little notifications that's coming through from DIY FPV there. Someone's saying, is the Ready to Fly kit digital? No, it is not a digital kit. But the important part, it is free. That's probably the part that I don't think people can complain with the price. But I should say on the flip side too, it's not what I'd be choosing to fly. So, but we'll talk about it just a little bit. And we got Nick there saying he prefers, he likes tacos as well, referring to my latest YouTube poll. All right, let's kick it off with the first part. We always start our streams like this. If you are new, and I would like to say, no matter where you are in the world, no matter what you are doing, no matter what you believe in, and like just you as a person, as an individual, I would like to let you know that you are welcome here. You are special. You are valued. You are unique. And I am really, truly grateful for you being here. And sometimes in this world, it can feel very isolating, and especially with things online and that sort of stuff. Our online community, the FPV community, is absolutely incredible at supporting each other. And are those little notifications coming through for you, or is that just on my end? Please let me know in the chat. But if you are out there and you are not feeling yourself, and you're just feeling a little bit down, or you feel like maybe, am I suffering from some mental health issues here? Maybe getting some depression, some anxiety, whatever it may be, and you're just not feeling right with yourself in the head, please, I would like to put this out there and sort of address that stigma that, you don't have to suffer in silence. You are not alone. You are valued. You are cared about. I'm really grateful that you're here. And I don't want to feel like you can't ever reach out, or you just have to sit there by yourself and deal with it and suck it up, because I feel like that's really, really bad advice that we have been told in the past. And I just want to welcome you to this community and let you know that I do know what you're going through, because about 5 years ago, I was quite severely depressed. I'm really grateful now to be on the other side of that, and things are feeling really, really positive, but I know what it's like, and I don't want you to feel alone. And just because you have those feelings, I would like to let you know that it does get better, and there is light at the end of the tunnel. And I know it can feel really, really difficult and really, really hard. But even if this just goes out to that one person that hears this, and if you think to yourself, is Stu talking to me? And if you're having that thought, then I probably am, to let you know that you are not alone. And please go and get some help. It's not weak to speak at all. Go and speak to the doctor. There should be no shame in trying to better yourself and be a better person from doing that. So I just want to put that out there. We always start our streams like that. Shadow saying every life matters. Other people saying appreciate you, Stu. Like, we have really, really positive members here in the FPV community. And I think FPV and mental health, they, for some weird correlation, they do sort of overlap quite a lot. And you hear a lot of people talk about these issues. And I know of specific situations where people have told me where they probably wouldn't be here if it wasn't for FPV. So I'm really passionate about just sharing this message, sharing this positive message. I'm going to have to turn those notifications off. Hang on. Let me just close this down. We'll come back to that. They should be removed right now. But FPV truly does save and change people's lives. So, yeah. And Happy RC Flying saying, depression can pass and better days are coming. Please don't give up. Yes, FPV helps so much. That's from Cowboy with a Camera. I kind of like that name right there. That sort of suits FPV. But let's do it for some DJI goggles. Let's jump in and talk about the first topic of today, and that is some fake DJI goggles. Now, recently I was doing a bit of a Google. Where are those notifications coming from? Oh, I've got two of the things up. Hang on. Sorry. Now there should be no more notifications. All right. The first topic that I want to talk about is some fake DJI goggles. And if it is true, they actually look better, if you can believe what the stats are saying, than the official DJI ones. Now, what I'm talking about is these right here. These are the I'm Waihu goggles, and they say original, but there is quite some interesting things if we look at the specifics. So jumping over here, look at this. Look at this listing for some goggles. So obviously these look like some goggles N3, and they've got the goggle N3 right here in the name. However, can we see a picture from the top if they have the DJI logo on there? They don't have the DJI logo. If we're looking down here, which is different to this, because here's the official DJI ones right here, no logo. I am really, really interested in these goggles, and this is probably the part that I think makes this exciting. Now, the price on these, I don't actually know because it's not shipping to Australia, so maybe someone else can have a Google over there in the States, but it says compatibility for DJI. We've got the O4 Air unit, and that's all, pretty exciting. But look at this. the O3 air unit. As far as I know, and unless this has changed, these goggles right here, the DJI N3 goggles, they're only working with the O4 Pro and the O4 Lite unit. This is what I think is one of the biggest weaknesses of this goggle, is they don't let us use it with the O3. But if we can get this goggle right here, and it's compatible with the O3s, that means these are going to be superior, I feel like, if performance is the same, to that. So I don't know. Let's see what do they got to say. It's going to let you soar through the skies. Blah 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 blah. So you can wear glasses. Operating time in the box. Goggles N3. Like nowhere does it say DJI, but here compatible with the air units. Like then there's not too much more to go on. Maybe someone, if you're in the States, can you just do a quick Google and let me know what the price of this is? The IMY Who original goggles N3. But I got two theories about this. Either one, it's just a blatant clone trying to steal some of DJI's tech, and they're probably going to get in trouble. And I think DJI is probably pretty closely guarded on who they want manufacturing their stuff. Or number two, if DJI is getting in trouble in the States and they're like, this is such a nightmare, things aren't registered, what happens if they just do like a side option and they're like, yeah, we're not actually selling DJI products because you guys banned them or didn't renew them. We're just going to send some random FPV products to the market. And if you're in the States and you want to get around customs or import laws or whatever it's going to be, maybe we just get a set of these shipped in. I don't know. But I do think it is quite interesting. Someone's saying, wow, is this just a scam? Is it a trusted site? This is on Amazon, so I don't know. I don't actually use Amazon that much. I probably bought like 2 things in my life. I know it's absolutely massive in the States though. I wonder if it's a subcontractor. This is from Shadow Ops RC that built them for DJI. Found a listing in the UK page. It's about £380. So that's quite expensive. There's probably like, what's that, 420 US dollars. And the goggles N3, I think, are about 230. So maybe you're paying about double, but then you're not factoring in someone's saying, yeah, there you go, 370 US dollars, but you're not factoring in the tariffs or anything like that, I believe, on the original DJIs. Because if we go over to DIY FPV and we have a look at how much they are, let's do that now. I'm gonna have to keep DIY FPV closed a little bit today because I'm gonna be getting a lot of notifications. Like how much of the DJI N3? So we've got $229. And this is, of course, in the States, all out of stock, but elsewhere around the world, $230, $240, and then a little bit more expensive over in some other places. Rotorama is in Canada. That's quite interesting that they're still, I believe they're a Canadian store, that they're $346. I don't know. I am quite excited though. Let me close this. I am quite excited that if we have, maybe you could just take the firmware that these are running and put them on the DJI goggles N3. And if we can use those goggles with the firmware that will let me see DJI goggles 303 air units, I'm all for that. But what I actually think is the case is it is probably not a scam, but I bet you that this is just some incorrect labeling and marketing. I bet you they are compatible. They do everything that the DJI N3s, this is if I had to put money on, these are going to do everything that the DJI goggles do, basically exactly the same, except they don't have a logo on the front. And maybe they've got a different boot logo or something, like they've just taken DJI out of the actual menu, but I bet you everything else is exactly the same. Anyway, we're going to move on because we do have a little bit to talk about today in today's live stream. We got Chucking FPV saying thank you for everything. First live stream I've caught. Been watching you since I started 4 or 5 years ago. It is my absolute pleasure, my friend. So thank you so much, first and foremost, for supporting the channel, for sending through that live chat. It does make a huge difference. Thank you to you and to every single member that we have here and every single patron who are watching this. And also, if you've been watching my videos for 4 or 5 years, this is like what it's all about is just getting people into the hobby, enjoying FPV. And I hope that over the years you have just watched my content and felt like, man, that guy's just having fun flying these drones around and wanting to share that and share those positive vibes that FPV brings to our life, because that's kind of like my mission in what I do. So it is my absolute pleasure to be able to make these videos for you to enjoy. Thank you for the super chat as well. And it's great to have you in the live stream. So we do it week in, week out, this time every single week. The only time that it changes is when the rest of the world hits daylight savings. We don't do that in the state that I live in. So most people change their time zone. Our time zone, where I live in Queensland, it's not an hour behind or anything like that. It's just 40 years behind. So that's the only time zone difference in the state that I live. So whatever culture was like 40 years ago, that's basically what it's like here. But we don't change the clocks anyway. A little dig at Queensland right there. Every day with Bruno saying the storefront has a bunch of DJI in there. Okay. And follow me here. Is this a way of maybe getting around the pending upcoming loss of FCC licensing of new products in the USA? Yeah, it could be. It could be something that they're trying to do, like, hey, it's not working with DJI. What about if we just resell the same product under a different name or under a bit of different branding? That's sort of what I'm thinking. All right, the next thing that I want to talk about too, and keep reminding me about the time, because I do have some people turning up today, very close to the end of the stream, that I want to make sure I got some things sorted for. But if you've ever wanted to break some high-speed records in FPV, you might have seen some Red Bull drone racing out there where there is some insane speeds, like up to 300 or over 200 miles per hour. And then the really, really fast ones, I think they're like over, what is the fastest drone? Let's have a look here. World's fastest FPV drone, I should say. All right. This looks pretty old, because if I put this on the screen, I definitely think I think I can fly faster than this. This stupid Google AI, look what they're saying. The fastest FPV drones are custom built, exceeding 100 miles per hour. Man, a typical 5-inch is probably going to beat that. Some reaching speeds of 200 miles per hour. This Drone Racer X with a top speed of that, we're going to smash that. Let's see. Here we go, 480 kilometers we've got right here, but this was about a year ago, so 300 miles per hour. I don't think we're going to be breaking that record. However, I have this right here. So this is from Chris Rossa, and I think he teamed up with iFlight to get that. We actually have one of them here in the studio. And if you've got any tips, please, I would like to know. Let me just get some of these. Sorry, I've got some wires because I've been partly building this a little bit. But we have this craft right here, and I have to say I am a little bit scared. There's two things. I've watched a lot of videos when we're putting this together, and if you've got any tips, there's two things that I'm a little bit worried about. Number one is, how do I actually see when I'm going to take off and tilt forward? Like, if I'm just staring at the sky, like, what camera angle do I need? I believe probably one of the weird things as well, if you notice about this, the camera angle is actually facing down, whereas most of the time we have it facing, where are we? Like an upward trajectory or an upward angle. So you're going to actually be flying with a negative camera angle, which is, you kind of need that because you're going to be tracking things across the ground and that sort of stuff. But let me show you the website that we've got. All right, so you can see it's looking down. It looks kind of cool, but I'm not too sure what components that we're going to be using it as well. And you will need, the other part too is, so like when you're taking off, if you're just staring up at the sky, how can you get a frame of reference for how close you are to the ground and that sort of stuff? I'm a little bit worried about that. And then number two, when you are flying, because the drone has now completely changed axes, is it going to be flipping like your pitch and some of those axes when you want to, if you want to roll left? Well, now the drone is in a completely different state where roll is actually becoming your yaw. And if you wanted to flip, I guess, like if you wanted to do a roll, then you're going to be yawing the drone completely left. So I don't know how that's going to go when you were in that full forward motion. How do the controls actually feel on the sticks? Obviously, it's going to be a gradual transition. They're going to slowly cross over eventually, but I'm not too sure. Someone saying sticks don't even fly anymore, but still love the streams and vids, man. Thanks very much, Stacks. I hope you do get back into FPV because it is a ton of fun. But let's have a look here. The ultimate speed and precision, delivering lightning fast acceleration and top speeds of over 200 miles per hour. I'll be really happy if I can break 200 miles per hour with a drone. I feel like that's a bit of a personal goal to say, hey, I have built an aircraft that has gone 320 kilometers. So I don't know. I think that's cool. Key features. I guess here's just talking about, made for the DJI 03, which is exactly what we're going to be throwing in there. ND filters and stuff. I don't really care about that. Maybe it's designed for chasing racing cars and that sort of stuff, but you're not going to be getting very much, very much flight times. Easy to build. I did really like this of when you actually put all this together. The entire craft basically, or all the everything but the battery is basically sitting in this top shell once it's all together, and you have the motors obviously facing downwards. And then in here, this is basically a shell for the battery, and it's going to reduce the drag and that sort of stuff. And it's got some stabilizing fins on the back. That simply clicks in. It's got some like little screws, and then you twist it together to lock it into place. So I think that is a pretty cool design. And it means this is easy. I would almost want to fly this without the back half on and see what happens, although it'll probably totally destroy the aerodynamics. And then I guess you got to just use a Velcro strap or something like that. Advanced aerodynamics. Tail fin stability, smooth footage. That's the picture I stole for my thumbnail. Sorry there, Chris. And then some stupid fast for something this small. That's what some other people are saying as well. Easy to fly. A simple lock and twist. This is the part that I'm concerned about. Like, is it easy to fly? It might be easy to build. It's got a whole bunch of cutouts. Like, it's a really well thought out design. I just don't actually know how I am going to go. I do like we've got some things here. Okay. Recommended. I don't have motors that chunky. I don't have a 6S battery that large. And I have a 65 amp ESC. It's a Mamba stack. That's what I was going to put in there. But I'm also probably going to be running a lot smaller motors. Maybe we'll get 180 kilometers. We'll have to see. And then obviously, if you want to pick them up, mine is the iFlight one. I don't know what these other ones as well. You might be able to get some from there. Go check out Unmanned Tech as well. Really cool store over in the UK. Let's see what some other people are saying in chat. And if you've got any tips as well, please let me know. Maybe they need a smoke machine in the tail. That is an actual awesome idea. If you could put one of those smoke cartridges, that would be really cool to see that going through the sky. Okay, Mad Hatter. Bardwell crashed his and blew his up, right? I don't know, maybe. I'll have to go find Bardwell's video. Did he get many flights on it? It's a combination of a rocket and a drone. Basically, that's how it looks to me, at least. Well, that's all about the aerodynamics. And then Mad Hatter is saying, so right and left yaw and right and left yaw on the quad is actually the same. They take the aircraft in a semicircular motion. Just one goes clockwise and the other counterclockwise. I'm not too sure what you mean there, Mad Hatter, but if you yaw is the name of the axes that if you, let me just explain this. And in a moment, we're going to be talking about some stuff on a giveaway and also dealing with some motion sickness little tips. But yeah, if you just want to yaw to the left, this is my left, I'm flying the drone. That's just spinning for me counterclockwise. And if you're yawing to the right, that's the same as spinning clockwise. That's it. They're not different. They're on the same axes. It's just like one's turning left, one's turning right. Someone's saying easy to fly. Just take the goggles off and launch in angle mode. You haven't seen my line of sight skills, and they're not too good. I think you got two. He disarmed it or something. It flies the same as any other quad with a high up tilt camera. Yeah, but I don't think I ever fly a drone that is perfectly flat. Like they're always on a bit of an angle. This is, I don't know. Maybe I'm just making some assumptions and worrying, and it's going to be totally fine. But I do have some reservations about my skills as a pilot being able to control this thing. And also what happens, I am kind of interested that what happens if you do a hard flip at that speed? What happens to the drone? Is it going to explode when it's going 300 kilometers per hour? Anthony Zane is saying, having a hard time getting an O3 unit. I need 1 or 2 spare units to get me through. My friend, this is where you need to go and check out this website right here. Jump over. And the problem with what you're looking at is I don't think many people make the O3s anymore. So they're like, let's have a look. Yeah, go to DJI FPV. There you go. You've got some just here if you need to track them down. This is the website that people should use. This is the website that I built for you guys, completely free to use. We've got these registered partner stores here, and it basically has a API access or backend access into their database, so we can see what stock they have. It compares all the prices, and yeah, go check them out. There you go. DJI FPV. It's like the best place to search for prices and products rather than going forward to every single store trying to find them. And other people saying you can get an O4 cheaper on Amazon. Yeah, I'm not saying. Oh, can you? Let's have a look at Amazon prices for the DJI O4 Amazon. Now, I need to set this to a different postcode. What's a postcode of like my New York? Oh 07 008. 07 008. It's not going to actually let me do that. Okay, anyway. We've got, I think on Amazon, they're pretty expensive. $360 on Amazon in the US, so not cheaper. Is that the O4s? Yeah, if you could check the Amazon price for O4, that'd be pretty handy. All right, I have this question on DJI FPV that I would like to answer. So I'm jumping over here to the dashboard, and this is how to deal with motion sickness. If you're new to FPV and you're worried about getting motion sickness, some people do suffer from it, but I would like to say that there are some things you can do and also some things you shouldn't do when it comes to learning, at least when you're starting out. Beginner questions. I think it was this one right here. So from Granddad. How common is it to get motion sickness while practicing on a sim, or does it eventually go away as you slowly gain your sea legs? And there's a big distinction too. If you are trying out FPV for the first time, and I would recommend to use a simulator, when you are using the sim, that has been the times when after some big sessions, I have started to feel a little bit queasy. I have started to feel some motion sickness. It does not happen to me when I go out in the field. And I have done a lot of packs, and I've been doing this for 10 years. I do not get motion sickness when I'm flying around in the field. And I think a lot of the times that doesn't happen is because you fly for 2 minutes, 3 minutes, 10 minutes, whatever it's going to be on a really, really long flight. You take the goggles off, and then your brain resets and looks at some land, at some things that's not moving. You're walking around. You're very grounded in your situation and where you actually are. When you are flying and you are staring at the sim, a lot of times you would just sit there for 20 minutes, 30 minutes, you are not moving and you are so focused on what you're doing, but you don't get to take the goggles off and then sort of walk around. It's because you are looking at your computer all the time and that screen that I think you start to get some motion sickness. And especially if you're practicing some tricks, like I know I started to feel a little bit queasy when I was trying to do some trippy spins where you're like upside down and you're just spinning around and around. That made me feel a little bit ill as well. The refresh rate on your computer, if you have an older computer and you're using the sim, you're going to feel a little bit ill as well, because that refresh rate and the latency and just how many frames per second that you are actually getting, that's going to implicate that, and there might be some lag as well. And then on top of that, the worst time, and when you will feel absolutely sick, or it's almost like a guaranteed recipe for me to feel ill, is when you, and like I've played video games, I can get sick doing other things, but especially when it comes to FPV, I have felt a little bit queasy. It's probably the only time that I've felt unwell. When it is the worst is do your simulator looking at a main big screen. Put a light on next to you if you're worried about it. Take frequent breaks. When it is bad is if you connect your computer up to your actual goggles and you run the HDMI into your goggles and you put those on. That's when I felt the most sick. So when I'm actually getting that direct input. And if you do not have a HDMI input, what I have seen some people do is they sit their drone in front of their computer. So they're streaming, they're playing their sim, and their drone is watching the screen and sending that image from the drone to your goggles in analog. Like that's how a lot of people with old analog goggles have decided, sometimes I want to practice and see what it's like wearing the goggles doing that. That's really asking for a recipe to feel quite ill. That is about as worse of a situation you get. You're putting in a lot of you're putting in a lot of lag, low refresh rates. It's definitely not recommended. However, you will get better at it. You will start to feel better in actually flying around FPV outside. I know some pilots who have started and they used to get queasy all the time and they used to really complain about motion sickness. But the more you fly, you do actually get some sea legs and it does get better. You just got to push through it a little bit on the simulator, take some breaks. And then the good part about the sim is once you've learned enough, then you can go out and fly in the field. And I think most pilots are going to be okay once they're out there because you're only flying around for a small little time. You can take your goggles off, you can do a little walk around, get ready for your next pack, whatever. Maybe you're a bad pilot, you've crashed your own, you've got to go walk it. That sort of resets your brain and lets you know that things are okay. It's when you're sitting in front of the computer practicing sim, hour after hour, trying to nail a trick that you're going to run into some issues. I have motion sickness when flying, but not from FPV. That's from Handy Racer. And look, never give up, yo, is saying, in my case, simulators gave me more sickness than real flying. Yep, that's exactly what we're talking about. We've got some other pilots saying, hey, Stu. And we got Paul in here as well. He's saying he can see my name on DJI FPV. And Anthony's saying, I remember all your build vids. I've watched them over and over and again when I first started. That's what it's all about, getting people flying. I'm just catching up on chat. And I do want to probably do a little bit of a giveaway in just a second. Check the link in the description if you want to enter that. Let's talk about that. To fly perfectly, they need aerodynamic surfaces. Someone's saying I might sell some of my O3s and switch to O4s. Anybody heard anything about BL Heli? I think Mad Text was talking about that, but I haven't caught up on that news. I haven't researched it, so I'll have to investigate. Okay. Someone's saying, have we announced the giveaway winner yet? Now let's do that now. Let's talk about what I actually have. So this is a two-part of my video, because when I started this YouTube channel, I would get quite a lot of people saying, hey Stu, can you review these drones? And a lot of times those drones were absolute rubbish. And I was like, I don't want to do that. I think I got one product one time where somebody sent it to me because I first said yes. And I think I had 100 subscribers. Well, not many compared to what my channel has nowadays. It's like 10 years ago. And then I thought to myself, I'm really not interested in this. This is like a toy little drone. I'm not interested in it. I don't want to just fly some rubbish around. It's not what I want to make content about. And I think that was a really good decision because and I'm really focused on like FPV, freestyle racing, just these fun little craft. But I got an email the other day, and that was about this kit right here. And I said to these guys, politely, I don't really want to review this. Like, this is not really my jam. It is an FPV kit, but I wasn't really interested in it. And they were like, please, is there anything you can do? And I was like, I'm not spending my time making a dedicated video on this. Maybe we can give one away on a live stream. And they were like, oh, if you want to fly one away, fly one on a live stream. That's all they wanted. And then we get to pass this on to you guys. And the interesting part, though, when I actually did look into it, they have, this is wild. Whoever buys this kit, so this Sky Zone 04 Pros, sorry, I've got to turn these DJI FPV notifications off. These 04 Pros right here, I think they're actually cheaper to buy them here, and then you get some, I guess, free little props and that sort of stuff. But I found it interesting that you can get some actual decent goggles to fly around one of the cheapest kits. Now, the kit is here, and I just want to give it a little flight. We'll see what it's like. I think I owe it to them, and then I'll have to. They were like, "Oh, we'll even ship another one out to one of your viewers or something like that." So there should be a link. Put a comment on that, because all I want to do is fly this around. I'll give you my honest impressions on it, and you can probably see why. Hey, I don't want to review cheap toys because it's definitely not my jam. But we might be surprised. We never know. So what we've got here, the one part I probably do like is this. This is the actual FPV screen that you get. I'm not blown away, but it is kind of, dare I say, cute, like a tiny little FPV screen. All right, let's turn this on. Hopefully it is bound. I did charge it up. There we go. I was holding the wrong button. But, I mean, it's an FPV kit. This might be enough for a kid to get in, have some fun, and enjoy FPV. So, all right, we've got this on E1 right here. The radio, absolute junk. So, look, here's my review of this thing. Straight away, I don't like this radio, and I think there's better kits out there for the money. I don't recommend people to get this kit because it's just spend a little bit more money and you can get something that we're actually going to use in the hobby. This is not going to last. The drone itself, if we have a look here, it's a brushed drone. Yeah, this feels like it is about 10 years old. So even the battery, this really reminds me of like those beginner kits you would see everywhere when people didn't really know that FPV was a thing. All right, I'm going to plug my battery in. What are the batteries? 300 milliamp hour batteries. I wonder if the batteries, ironically, might be one of the best parts about this kit. Let's have a look. But, I mean, free is free, right? You might know somebody that this would be perfect for. You might know a kid out there who's like, hey, I want to fly. Okay, we've plugged it in. Let's see. Are we going to be on the right channel? I bet you it's not. Turn my radio on. Man, I hope this binds, because if it doesn't, this is going to be my review where I'm like, ugh. All right, we're getting a lot of flashing. It's going to make me read the manual, isn't it? Can I auto scan? I bet you I can't, please. Oh, A1. That was probably a good choice to do that. I do like this. I could actually see this on a keychain on my FPV backpack. I don't know. What do you guys think? Like if there was a little better way to mount this, it does have a charge by USB. It's got a headphone out. It's got a little port here as well if I wanted to attach it to something. I don't hate this actual little screen. I think that is kind of cool. All right, it looks like we've bound. You guys are just going to have to bear with me here because I don't know how to fly. Let's have a look. Let's kick this out over here. All right, we're going for this cheap toy review. Here's my review of whatever this is. Makerfire Army Blue Bee FPV drone kit. I actually really like this part. Radio feels like junk. It's cheap. It takes AA batteries. The drone itself, we'll see how it actually goes. Do I dare fly this FPV? I need to find... I think they have a takeoff button as well. Please don't make me read the manual. I'm going to have to. Takeoff button. One button takeoff. Okay. Alright, that was kind of easy. I mean, it is pretty stable. Can you guys actually see that? I don't know if that's kind of stable. All right, what? Let's see. Can I fly FPV? I think actually I'm flying this. Oh, I hit the like with one stick almost. The video hasn't been terrible. I'm flying around the house. I'm gonna have to look what chat says in just a little. Oh, I crashed into something. Go backwards. No, you're. And we're back. Okay. I'm looking at this. Okay, who is this for? Not down. That almost looks like it's superimposed there. Like, besides the terrible sound you're going to be hearing, this looks like it's AI. That doesn't look real. Anyway, all right, get out of here. Let's go. All right, I'm bringing this back. What? How do I land? Let's see. Does this land? Oh, it kind of does land itself. Okay. All right. That definitely did look CGI, but it wasn't. Okay, here's my review of that. I thought that is a cheap toy drone. What we're talking about this is right here. The Makerfire Armor Blue Bee, whatever this is. It's $100. I think it's $100 for what you got with this tiny little screen here, which is actually my favorite thing. However, the radio, it's junk. Was it fun? And I was ready to be like, this is complete rubbish. Was it fun? Yeah. What did I like about it? I actually liked that, and I can't believe I'm saying this, it was really easy to control in terms of, because it's basically doing the throttle itself. I think my 5-year-old daughter could actually learn to fly, just even doing some line of sight, could have some success with this. Like, if you're just moving forwards and backwards looking at it, okay, it was pretty stable. It didn't have punch. It's not doing anything special. I like the takeoff mode and the land mode, like just press a button. It's going to take care of that. It is a very easy flying FPV experience. Do I recommend it? It's definitely not my jam. If you're an FPV enthusiast, absolutely not. Do I recommend it for my 5-year-old daughter to have some fun with FPV? Weirdly, yeah. I actually didn't mind it. So there we go. There's my little on-stream review for you guys about this cheap little toy. I guess it's heavy. You're not going to have much power. You're going to have to manually cycle through your channels on here. The radio is complete trash. Like, it's not going to feel good. It is made for a child, and it is a cheap child's toy. But as far as a cheap FPV toy goes, I have flown much worse, and I am surprised I didn't hate it. Let me know what it looked like in the chat as well. Like, if you were watching that, for the small part that you could see it here, just let me know. Did it look stable? What do you think about the screen? Just please throw that in the comments, because I would like to know it. And if you would like to win one, this is where we get to give one away to you guys right now. Other people saying everybody's got to start somewhere. It's hard to beat a ready-to-fly combo for that price. Yeah, but you're not going to be doing some crazy FPV adventures. This is when people say, I want to start FPV. Should I get this kit? This is my answer is no. This is not a starter kit, in my opinion, because you want to spend a little bit more to actually have a real FPV experience. This is like a very, dare I say, disposable kit. This is not going to last. I don't see any part of this. Maybe the screen for me in my specific situation, but most pilots they're going to want a better screen. I only want this for like testing, taking to races and those things. Most people are going to move on from this. Nothing here is going to be reusable in the long term through the life of the hobby, which is I still like that in a beginner kit. I like to recommend something like the Radio Master Pocket and that sort of stuff. But as a cheap toy kit, I didn't hate it. 6 out of 10. 6 out of 10 for me. Maybe even 7 if we actually look at what it's doing. I don't recommend it for most of our audience though. But for a cheap toy that kids might get for Christmas, surprisingly decent. Other people saying for that price, I don't think it was a bad deal. Commander saying, I still have one of those little micro drones you buy at the store and I rip around at the office. Yeah, this is where it's fun. The screen does actually look pretty cool. Having something like that to give to strangers so they can watch is still something I don't have. Other people saying my Radio Master Pocket comes today. That's a great radio. I don't know what the battery sizes are and everything in terms of this. This is the one piece that I actually want. All right, let's give one of these away. So if you would like to do this, what I recommend, jump over. There should be a link in DIY FPV, and it should be on this video actually. We're going to pick someone right now. I'll get your details. This is the link. And I'm also going to post it in the chat for you guys. Johnny DRC, this is for you, mate, because you did a random post on DIY FPV. You have to comment on that post that I just posted, because I'm going to pick a winner. You have about 60 seconds, everybody, if you want to go in the running. Don't put more than one comment in, and then let's just pick one live and say, there you go. You can win that. All right. Matt had it. Yeah, a Betaflight Whoop kit is still a better starter. Maybe if it was cheaper. I think the little quads like that were like $30. The screen makes it worth too much. Yeah, screen's the best part of this. Welcome, Brandon. And we're just about to do a bit of a giveaway. You've got about 60 seconds to enter. It's in the description. Go click that link. Let's open this up and have a look and see who is going to win. And the beauty about doing a giveaway here, like on DIY FPV, because it's my website and people are like, oh, that person did 2 comments, so you didn't see that. Here's the thing. It's a free kit I'm giving to you guys. If someone out there is being negative and complaining, they have bigger things to worry about than someone trying to give away a free drone to people. All right, let's have a look. This is the post. We are going to be picking a random number based on here. Let's go through and see if I have to re-roll any, see if there's any double up in names. Like this one here, I've already put re-roll here. So if we land on this person, if we land on this comment, this one's still fine. But if we land on this comment here, we're going to re-roll. Just reading some of these. Okay. All right. It looks like I'm going to have to count all these. Okay, I'm refreshing once. If your entry is not in here after I press refresh, then bad luck. Let's see who's going to win. Okay. So we have, bear with me, a few entries to count, because this is the only way I know how to do this. And maybe I need to build a giveaway winner picker right here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, not counting this one, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43. That's been deleted, so we're going to re-roll that. 43. So I'll count this one, 44, because this one was removed. 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, 50, 51, 52, 53, 54, 55, 56, 57, 58, 59, 60, 61, 62, 63, 64, 65. Come on, guys. 66, 67, 68, 69, 70. 70. All right, there you go. You got a greater than 1% chance of winning this. We could either give this kit away or every single person gets $1. Let's give it away, though. A random number between 1 and 70. I was already on Google. Let's do 1 and 71, just so that last one is definitely there included. What are we going to... 46. Let's go find out who that is. Okay, let's see. 46. Or do we have to do a re-roll? Welcome to the UAVFutures live stream where we learn to count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I'm just going to reply here, so in case I get lost. 10, actually, no, just in case this messes something up. Let's not change this because I don't want to mess it up. 46. We're gonna find it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Oh, this one doesn't count. Doesn't matter. 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46. Congratulations to this person right here with no followers, no posts, no builds, no activity, but I guess they're a new member to DIY FPV. Let's, winner. Winner. There we go. To this gentleman. I'm going to contact you. I can actually send you a message through DIY FPV. Let's see what he says. And it looks like he actually put some thought into his comment. I've always been fascinated by drones, but not just cool gadgets, but it's cool toys for creativity, blah, 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 blah. This definitely sounds like a chat GPT post. Way to the perfect chance. Big thanks for giving us the opportunity. Fingers crossed. Thanks for the giveaway. I've always wanted an FPV drone, but couldn't afford it. Winning this will make my dream come true. There you are, ladies and gentlemen. We make dreams come true here on UAVFutures. What will happen is I will contact you on DIY FPV, and I will be in contact with Makerfire because I'm going to connect you two, and they're going to ship you one directly. So there we go. Winner. Someone saying you counted me as 46 the first time around. Sorry there, Josh. This is the way it is. All right, other people saying congrats. And remember, it's all about a bit of fun. And look, if that post is true, if that is a legitimate response to someone's first time in FPV, let's be honest, let's be real here. You guys with 04 Pros, you don't need this kit. You guys with like some serious analog goggles and 5-inch things, you don't need it. We just happen to land on a random number that someone's like, I really want to start FPV. I think they're kind of cool. I'm kind of stoked. I think we should all be there. Someone's saying it ships without the battery. I'm not shipping it. They're gonna contact Makerfire has agreed. They're gonna contact this person once I forward them the details about that. So hopefully we can facilitate some way in there. All right, I'm looking at the time, guys, and I got way too. That was pretty fun though. That's the best person to give it to get it. I'm really glad. There you go, Bruno. Let's all share in this positivity. That's what UAVFutures is all about. That was pretty fun. Maybe we can do that on a lot of streams. Actually, we can create something like that where we start to give some things away. A couple of things I want to touch on though. Let's have a look. On my document, I had some really cool things. I'm worried about the time. However, let me just say, first I'm going to give myself a little bit of a plug here. So if you want to become a member, it is truly appreciated, and it makes one of the biggest differences it is the lifeblood of this channel. Without them, I couldn't do that. Whether that be on Patreon or whether that be one of the absolute legends you see here with a little green name in there in the chat. If that is you, and today you think, you know what, Stu, I like your videos. You've been doing this for 10 years. There is thousands of videos there that are helping me get flying, product reviews, and also educational things. How to solder, how to bind ELRS, how to choose the right motor, batteries explained. If you appreciate this content that you can watch, today might be the day when you say, Stuart, yeah, I'm vibing with it. I'm going to sign up. I'm going to support the channel. And not only do you get to feel great about doing that, do you get a really cool name here and some emojis and my special heartfelt thanks, you also get some bonus videos to watch. So there is actually like full educational guides that are a little bit more, I guess, information focused, as well as some other breakdowns and that sort of stuff over there that are for those members only. So those videos are there. Today might be the day that you sign up, and that person is thinking, actually, I'm going to do it for like $1 or $2 a month. I would like to say thank you. It is appreciated. And I'll see you over on the members page. All right. This is what I want to talk about though before the stream ends, because check this thing out. This could be, if this is real, an absolute godsend to FPV. What about if you could get HD0 and DJI all in one receiver unit? Does that sound too good to be true? Is that vaporware? Does that product actually exist, or is it a labeling issue? Is it a marketing issue? Check this out. What we've got right here, and I saw this pop up under, I don't know how to actually pronounce this, Jin Bean, not Jim Beam, not the alcohol brand, but look at this product, right? What is this? The B4 HD FPV transmitter, designed for open protocol for HD0 and DJI FPV racing. And it's like, that can't be right. What's going on here? I don't know. Because we have a strange receiver unit. Is this just open IPC? What do you mean for HD0 and DJI? I definitely want to review one of these. I want to find out what's going on. Like you know when they say things are too good to be true? I would love if there is an external receiver that is going to pick up DJI and you can feed that into your goggles and it also does HD0, like that would be a godsend. People are like, man, I'm just going to buy that. And then I can buy any sort of drone that I want on the market in VTX. Now, the camera, I'm not terribly excited about. That doesn't look very special. What I would really be interested in is this unit right here, and is this doing something special? Saying not for 345. I don't know. For me, if there's a product that lets me feed DJI in and HD0, not at the same time, but on the same unit, I'm all for that. So I'm going to be investigating. Does it have some specs here? Like, where did they pull the DJI and HD0 part from? Video receiver. I'm not getting very much information here. A weird shell too. Is that just plastic? And they don't even show the back of the camera as well, so we can't actually see too much there. I don't know. I mean, we're gonna have to try and get one and see. Is it all smoke and mirrors? Is it real? Like, have they just given up? Because we looked at some fake DJI goggles as well. Like, check these out. These ones, these N3s that can apparently pick up O3 air units. So I don't know. I want to try them. We had some other things I want to talk about. It looks like I've run out of time though. We had a little bit of fun. I do want to say thank you to Make a Fire for sending that basically little toy kit. I didn't think it was going to be good, and I was started to like slag it off really before I flew it. But I think you can see on the stream, it was surprisingly fun. Congratulations to the person that won that over on DIY FPV. You guys have been absolutely amazing. But the one thing that I do need to make very, very clear here, we always do this at the end of the stream, is that we talk about FPV quite a lot, but the thing that really matters, like I know we talk about DJI and HD0, but the thing that people really forget when we're talking FPV is the really important part is it's you. It's a community. It's the pilot actually flying this. So this is just a little heartfelt message that goes out to someone out there, and you will know if this is you, if you are resonating with what I'm saying and you think Stuart can't be talking to me, and then you think, oh, but that message did hit home a little bit. Maybe, is that for me? If that's you, yeah, I am talking to you. I would like to let you know that you are valued, you are cared about, you are special. I'm very grateful for you being here, being part of this FPV community. And if you are in a place where things just aren't feeling right and you're not feeling yourself and your mental health may not be the best, not only is FPV an amazing hobby that connects us with amazing people, but I would just like to let you know that you are not alone. And we do care about you, and we are grateful that you're part of this audience. And just know that you're cared about, and know that you're heard, and you don't have to suffer by yourself. And I don't want you to feel alone and like things are insurmountable to get past, because I'm really grateful that you're here. And I know what it's like. I'm speaking from a place, from experience. I know what it's like to be in those times. And if that was just reaching out to that one person that hears this and they think, man, thanks for sort of understanding, because often you feel like you can't talk to anybody and you do feel alone. So if you're that one person, think, oh, I feel like I've had that connection to at least be heard or understood a little bit. I'd like to let you know that we are here and the community's here, and we are grateful that you are here. So, all right. Be kind to each other. Most of all, guys, be kind to yourself, because you absolutely deserve it. I hope you have an awesome day. I will see you next week. It's the same time, week in, week out, except if you're in Queensland, you're about 40 years behind. And as always, happy flying, because yeah, you guys are incredible. All right, and go check out like DIY FPV. Can do some posts there? I want to dive into it a little bit more next week. I've been seeing some amazing members on there. Might have to get some more badges or something mocked up, but yeah. Amazing. Go check out DIY FPV. It is built for you. It's 100% free. There's maps, product searching. Like, it is the FPV website, but it needs you guys to use it as well. So let me know. The more people use it, the more I'll be like, oh, let's develop this feature. Let's work on this, all that sort of stuff. All right. Happy flying, and see you all next week.